Back to Rebuild Prime Time, the fastest 5 minutes in the Rebuild Fellowship universe. We are back to break down week 2, look ahead to week 3. Sorry, Drake out on tour this week, couldn't join us. However, I say, I think we found an even more impressive guest this week. So, looking back at week 2, we had a big win, back-to-back wins, the Rebuild Game of the Week, beating Next Please by a solid 40 points, proving that he did, in fact, take it personally when I picked against him last week. This Will Hurt beat Team Sync, not very brotherly of you to beat him by 60 points. Team Royer's first win of the season beating the Philadelphians. The Live Squad, his first win of the season being easy work. The Bull City Ballers. Again, guys, let's be nice to our new friends, shall we? 16-point win over Ahmad. And finally, speaking of being rude, 80 points. Seriously, I was out of this one by 130 last Sunday. Grant crushed me by 80 points. So your standings, we only have 2-0 teams left. This Will Hurt and back-to-back praise, both at 2-0. We have a huge gaggle of teams at 1-1. And unfortunately, poor Joe Sink and Ahmad joined the league just to have some fun. Guys, is this helping them have fun? I mean, seriously. 0-2 for both of them. Come on, guys, help them out. Stop with your mean tactics against them. Moving on to our ESPN Power Rankings, Team Sync sits in 12 with no change. I sit in 11 with no change. Ahmad fell 5 spots. Apparently the Power Ranks didn't like his trip to Dallas. I don't know why. So he's down to 10. Easy Work drops 4 spots, number 9. We'll get to him in a minute. Live Squad, +1, moves up to 8 after his first win of the year. Philadelphians move up 3 spots to 7 in spite of a loss this week. Very interesting stuff. Team Royer moves up 1 spot, has to stay ahead of Philadelphians. He just beat him last week. Bull City Ballers moving up 3 spots to number 5. Next Please drops from 1 down to 4 after the slogging that he took from back-to-back. This Will Hurt moves up 1 spot to number 3. We'll get to him in a minute as well. Back-to-back sits no change at number 2. Gets it jumped again, this time by Are We Counting Pancakes? It's like praise has a monopoly on that 2 spot. Very interesting stuff. So, I told you, Drake out on tour, not available, but I say I found a better guest this week. One of the most famous people in the world. Yes, I'm talking about the 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama, has joined us today for a segment we like to call What You Say, Mr. President. So, what you say, Mr. President? I say, with only 1 regular season loss last season and 2 straight wins this year, John Hurt potentially too low at number 3. An interesting take, a bold take, one I totally agree with. John Hurt was the best team in this league last year, has opened up 2 straight wins and still stuck at number 3 in the power rankings. Very interesting. What you say, Mr. President? I say I feel pain for both Joe and Ahmad. I was hoping for success, but to 0-2 stars a little deflating. I agree, but look, Joe and Ahmad, I want to say this. 6 of the 12 teams will make the playoffs. You can make the playoffs with 6 or 7 losses. This is not over yet, and I love Ahmad shaking things up with a trade that apparently Chuck finds controversial. I just saw 2 teams trading players I really didn't want on my team. So, Ahmad, Joe, I love it. You keep battling away. You got this. What you say, Mr. President? I say this is the feeling when you're the defending champion, you haven't lost, and the haters are picking against you. Praise, you deserve the shout out this week. Good work last week. Strong effort. And finally, what you say, Mr. President? I say I have no idea what we make of Team Griffin. 150 points in week 1, 80 in week 2. What's up with that? I don't know, Mr. President. I wish I had an answer. I don't. We'll see what Team Griffin's like. We need a few more weeks of data to figure out what he really is all about. So, moving on to our Week 3 preview, the Bull City Ballers and Praise rematch. An excellent regular season game from last year. A game Praise won by 3 points, 139 to 136. Hopefully we'll see fun things this week. This Will Hurt taking on the Easy Work. We have Philadelphians taking on the Live Squad. We have Team Royer taking on Team Sync. And we have Oh Snap That Happened taking on my team and a team that, frankly, somebody got to win the game. And then finally, our Rebuild Game of the Week. Are We Counting Pancakes versus Next Please? These are the number 1 from last week in the Power Rankings versus number 1 this week in the Power Rankings. Awesome game. Grant, number 2 in the league in scoring, has topped 150 points in both games this year. And despite the tough loss last week, actually moved up to 4th in scoring this year. Current line, Are We Counting Pancakes? -18. That's a huge line. Grant given a lot of points. They really like him this week in Vegas. My bold prediction, I'm going to pick Are We Counting Pancakes? And they have a strong squad. However, I am going to take O to cover the spread. So, taking Are We Counting Pancakes to win the game, but I'm taking O when you count the number. I've got a 151-140 game coming in hot. See you next week.